AmaLee, Jim. Hey, congratulations for One Piece Film Red.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
So tell us what initially drew you to be a part of this, and how did you feel being a part of now the universe of One Piece? Well, ladies first, I guess.
Okay. Well, both Jim and I had been in the series previously as characters, both in the Fishman arc we both learned. So it was really exciting to jump back into the world as a super meaty character. I mean, for Uta, she's the star of the movie. She's kind of what drives the plot for it. So it was super incredible and honoring to be a part of it in such a large scale and to work aside amazing, incredible voice actors that I respect and admire so much. Mhm.
Jim?
Yeah, for character actors who can do a lot of different voices and strange things, wild voices, One Piece is like going to your favorite theme park. Because I'll be brought on for just we need this screeching dog-faced creature person man in this one scene, and I'll be brought on for just like bits and stuff like that. And sometimes it'll be a larger character like Barriette from the stripy top hat wearing monkey, and Vanderdecken. But about Film Red, uh, the themes of the movie, just how it's like the show's great. Then it's kind of like, let's say the show is at 10. Red kind of dials everything up to 11, to
Mm.
use that idiom. Colors, the music, the editing of the action, it's made for that big screen feel, and it really has it. The drama, it's like the action is bigger and the drama is more intense, and it's just, yeah,
Mm.
Gordon was different than any of the characters that I've ever played in One Piece. Has a lot of baggage, and it was, yeah, to be a part of it, to be a part of this juggernaut that's still number one in Japan. It's a real honor being part of it.
Mhm.
Be entrusted with these roles. It's just,
Well, let's take a look at both of your characters, because one of the things, because I've seen the film, love the film, and I love both of your characters, but there's like a lesson learned, like good intentions doesn't necessarily mean good in itself. Without spoiling, but could you talk about the idea of like good intentions coming out with the wrong result sometimes? Jim, let's start with you.
oh my gosh, I think I think, character is so potential for spoiling stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Same.
I think sometimes when you think you're protecting someone, when you're trying to shield them from things and like the outside world, and you're trying to, sometimes you can be overprotective, and sometimes being too overprotective can do more harm than good.
Mm.
Uh, the intention is there. Everybody, it's, I guess you could say Gordon in a way is kind of like a helicopter parent in a way. It's, he's afraid of letting Uta go because um of her being seen by the outside world, because he doesn't want anything bad to happen to her. And I think all parents feel that way. And it's, yeah, it sometimes you just have to realize that, yeah, like you said, you can't, I literally talked myself into a dead end. I
Yeah, no,
don't know
you're
how to
fine.
finish
You're
this
fine.
story, but you get the idea. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I think that's kind of the beauty of One Piece and of the movie and of these characters is that they're human that way. They all have their own character faults and their character strengths. I mean, even Luffy, he's a goof. He messes up every plan. I mean, but that's why we love these characters is because we get to kind of like see their sides of things and see the world through their eyes, and kind of like learn from their life choices and their mistakes. And I think that's what's also really beautiful about this movie is that it focuses so strongly on character emotion and character development and the relationships between each other. And obviously, like, things happen, but Yeah, I think it's a really nice ride for audiences to be able to, sit back and just watch a really gorgeous story play.
Now, for a lot of fans, they'll once they watch this film, they'll realize there's a lot of music in this film. And I know AmaLee told me she did not do any singing. Through she told me last week that you did not do any singing. But how fortunate are you that you didn't have to sing in a film like this? But you do have a background in singing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been doing music for 16 years now, and my strengths kind of rely in covers. So like I do plan to cover the songs just on my own for fun, nothing official or anything. But it was it's really cool to be a part of a story that has such a heavy background in music, and music is what draws this story forward. And I think audiences are really gonna love that and be able to jam out to each and every song that has such key elements to the plot, moving it forward.
That is true. Jim, for yourself, because listening to talking to you right now, you don't sound anything like Gordon. And and one of my favorite characters that you voice is Claptrap from Borderlands, and you don't sound anything like Claptrap either. How do you do this?
Well, in the case of Claptrap, there's some post processing, some digital stuff going on there. But in the case of Gordon, he's in a lower range, and he's kind of built upon that very measured, very elegant delivery of, say, Orson Welles. I was thinking of Orson Welles at the time when we were kind of figuring out where his voice was, Anthony Bowling, the director, and we were just kind of thinking maybe give him, you know, lower, and then and it's kind of fun workshopping a voice like that before diving into the role. Um, I tell people One Piece is a gift for character actors. If you can make nice screechy voices, whatever you can come up with, that's something that I've always kind of that's been like my thing. AmaLee sings amazingly, right? And I can make myself sound really different in many ways, and that's what's amazing is that Gordon is just me in a lower register, and and it's kind of nice to be a human being. I mean, as opposed to uh a shark man, with the teeth and the yeah, it's it's just what I do. It's
um, the process for both of you in the booth. How animated are you when you actually become your characters? Jim, why don't you go ahead? Because you've done so many far-reaching characters in your lifetime.
Gosh, it's crazy. So in a weird way, my brain just I kind of plant my feet in the booth because I don't want to get too off axis on the mic. So so my head kind of stays in one place, my feet stay in one place, but then my body's just kind of like swiveling around like I'm going to tell you something. Or in the case of Gordon, though, he's very low key throughout the most of the movie, right? And but then there's scenes where he's more mobile, I guess you could say. Some things happen, some spoilery things happen, and he's a bit more intense in his movements. But it's you just kind of like the head stays in one place and your whole body moves, and you just don't want to drift from the sweet spot on the microphone. And I've noticed that sometimes in some really wild characters, again, my feet stay planted, my head stays in one place, my body moves. I have actually hurt my back sometimes because it's just swiveling. I don't know
That's
why.
really true. Do you hunch your shoulders like Gordon?
Um, no,
Yeah.
when your head is down, it kind of scrunches up your vocal cords, and yeah, um, it's when you move your body, you feel that in the voice. If there's like if you're hit with something, or if you're like jumping on something, it's like if you kind of get the body motion in there, you hear it, you feel it, just in the way the voice comes out of your lungs, and it's very subtle, but it's there.
What about for you, AmaLee? Because you have a lot of action sequences. I don't know how animated you are in that booth.
I'm pretty animated. I do try to, you know, keep my head in one place, but I'm moving my feet and I move my arms so much. I mean, I'm a singer, so I feel like I talk. I got a little Italian in me, so I feel like I talk with my hands a lot. So I'm definitely waving my hands a lot. A few times I'll sometimes like I'll hit something if something's too close to me, so I move everything away from my from the mic, so I don't do that. But yeah, there's a few scenes where she's yelling to the audience and she's like, "Don't you want to like have fun and like sing along?" And so like I'll put my hands up and kind of if she's doing something like with her hand or something, I'll try to mimic it, to try to mimic her actions to make that feel more authentic for me to yeah. Mm-hmm.
How many times have you accidentally swatted the
Oh,
microphone stand? Or
so many
yeah,
times. Especially
it's
during
like great
COVID.
take. Boom.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. So
Swatting the microphone actually does happen.
it'll happen. It'll happen sometimes.
happens more than you think. I try to avoid it
Yeah.
now. But sometimes I'll have like my water up like on like a pedestal or something, and I make sure to move the pedestal away before the session starts. I assess my surroundings before we begin.
And you know the series itself is fascinating because we're over 1,000 episodes already for this series. And but I want to honestly ask you, because I've talked to voice actors before, because there's so many shows that they voice, so many episodes. How much of One Piece have you actually watched, honestly?
Man, I feel like I've watched a lot of it in clips, which doesn't count. Definitely seen almost all the Fishman arc because that's where I was a part of before Uta. I'd say maybe 40 episodes. I don't. It's not a lot out of 1,000. Luckily for this movie, though, you don't need to know too much about the original story. You can kind of step in as a new watcher. I brought my mom to the theaters, and she had a great time, and she loved it. So that's kind of the beauty here of this film. But yeah, I think only 40 episodes for me.
Yeah, same here. I watch the arcs that I've I talk for a living, participated in. And yeah, it's true because it's each arc, you know, it is a continuing story, but you can get like a full story out of each arc. And then maybe you might not see the next arc, but then you can kind of jump in and, you know, your friend can fill you in on, oh, here's what happened in the last arc. And you can, but yeah, the movie's great because it somehow it can stand alone from the show. A person new to One Piece can go in and enjoy the story, but then for people who have stuck with One Piece from the very beginning, there's there's a lot to take in, and watch the credits.
There's Easter
Yeah,
eggs for old fans,
yeah,
but it's
yeah,
still super enjoyable for new fans, and those Easter eggs don't matter with the plot, which is kind of beautiful.
yeah.
That is terrific. Well, AmaLee, Jim, hey, congratulations once again for the film, and thank you for chatting with us
Thank you
about
for
all
having us.
this and not
Thank you so
spoiling
much.
anything.
Yeah,
Or
trying
trying,
our best.
trying to not spoil
Thank
anything. Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Have a good one.
Thanks.